Hello everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, but you knew that, didn't you? Otherwise you wouldn't be tuned in. Yes, she's introduced herself. I was going to pick her up, but she's done it for you. Here's Dottie, 4 months old tomorrow. There she is, looking absolutely gorgeous, and she's being a bloody nightmare at the moment. The other day I took her out, we were outside 20 minutes in the freezing cold, she came in and weed on the bed. Yep. Apparently some dogs do this and it's attention seeking, so... But she's 17, 18 weeks old, so it should stop. Apparently it's around the 15 to 17 weeks they do it. She's fascinated watching me talk. So there we go. Yeah, she's trying to get my mouth, but she's absolutely awesome. And I know a lot of you love her. Some of you don't want to see her, but I know a lot of you do. So there we go, and you can watch her grow. So you can see a close-up of her there. There you go. There she is. She's beautiful. Right. Best part of 2024 there. So, first of all, as we say, this is basically the monthly roundup that I do. And this one obviously is going to be an annual roundup. And I'm also going to finish up, or probably finish up, with a best of the year, which I always do. And I've basically copied what I did last year. So I've got the same chart, same categories. Missed out a couple for reasons I'll tell you why. But then we'll go through and have a look. So, I want to start off as usual by saying a massive thank you to all of you that have subscribed. You're coming on in your droves. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. On that note, if you think you're subscribed, just have a look at it's down there, isn't it? It's the wrong side. Down there, have a look, see if you're subscribed, because I know a lot of people are being unsubscribed. One gentleman, I shan't mention any names, but one gentleman in particular subscribed, logged off, came back and he wasn't subscribed, and he kept getting unsubscribed. So please have a look, because it's been very, very strange, and I know it's not just me, but lately YouTube numbers have been up and down like a yo-yo. You get 21 one day and then you lose 4 the next. It's like, you know, that's crazy. And then you'll get like a constant sort of 10 a day or whatever. But it's very, very strange the way YouTube works. So I don't really know what's going on, but massive thank you to all of you who subscribed. Massive thank you to all the Patreons and those who donate through PayPal and everything. So yeah, thank you very, very much for all your support. It is much appreciated. You know, particularly in these days that we're currently in. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yes, this is a very scruffy top. This is my Land Rover hoodie. Land Rover 1948, and this was bought for me by my girlfriend Sue back on my 40th birthday. So it is now coming up 22 years old. It's 21 and a half years old, and I've worn it every year since I've had it. So yeah, the collar's all gone, the cuffs are all gone. You probably see it in a couple of videos, you can see the cuffs are all gone, but it's great for wearing when I got to pick up Dottie and stuff like that. And it's also very, very warm, and I love it to bits. So I must get another one. Genuine Land Rover though. Don't buy that. I bought one off of Amazon, a Land Rover one, and it was just awful. It was really thin. Washed it once and it shrunk. It's just garbage. So yeah, get genuine Land Rover clothing. It lasts you for a long, long time. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thank yous out the way, and talking about my scruffy clothes, and we've also looked at Dottie. So 2024 has been one of, if not the worst year of my life. I've said on a couple of videos that I've made that I'm going to give you some information, and now's going to be the time. So we're going to close this year out with some negativity, and then I'll get into some positive stuff. So it'll be all the negative stuff at the beginning, and then I'll get into some positive stuff. So right at the end of last year, lost a good friend, Jim. He actually died on Christmas Day. And we do miss you, Jim. All the people over the pub, we miss you. He was 84, I think he was. Or 83, he'd be 84 now. But he went on holiday. I think I told you all at the time. He went on holiday, he managed to get away with his family. They went off to Tenerife or wherever it was, and he got away with his family. But while he was there, he fell ill, contracted pneumonia, got through that, contracted it again, and said to his wife, you know, I need to get back to Gloucester. I want to die in Gloucester. He had Gloucester written through him, and he got back in and he died on Christmas Day last year. So very, very sadly missed. We all loved him to bits, and yeah, he's may he rest in peace. So I think I told you about it at the time, because I went to his funeral and everything. It was a very sad occasion. And then, of course, we had the loss of Wendy, which was very, very sad. The group build that was been going on Facebook actually wraps up today. That sort of quietened down a bit towards the end, and I haven't really looked at it a lot, I must be honest, for various reasons, as you all know. And I'll tell you more about in a minute. But yeah, I did the Gannet. I know that John Alec Ritchie has just done the his Bulldog, which he put on there, which was very appropriate because I know Wendy loved that kit and she actually pre-ordered it for me. But then unfortunately she passed away. So I'm not saying unfortunately she passed away, meaning I never got the kit. Unfortunately she passed away. But it's just a matter of fact that she'd actually emailed me and said, don't go ordering that kit because I've ordered it for you. So yeah, very, very sad time. Wendy was a big friend of a lot of people on a lot of YouTube channels and was also extremely generous and will be sorely missed. And if you notice, like, the end of this video, when I put up the titles where it goes up Star Wars fashion, you'll see a list of names of all the people that contribute to the channel and everything, and the suppliers. And you'll see at the front of there is RIP Wendy, and that will remain, at least for the foreseeable future. So yeah, she was well loved throughout the community. And then, of course, we lost Jess. We had the terrible news in 2023 that Jess had cancer. Gave her 6 months. She actually went on for 14, as you know. But when I lost Jess, that absolutely broke me. You remember I built this Lego type model here in memory of Jess, and I know a lot of you loved her dearly. And now we've got Dottie here squeaking away. So time does move on, doesn't it? So Jess cannot be replaced. She will never be replaced. I loved her to bits, but little Dottie can fill the hole that she left behind. So yeah, that was terrible times. There's also been a few other friends gone, which none of you will know anything about. Just not, when I say friends, I say acquaintances. You know, I haven't been to anybody's funerals or anything other than Jim's. I would have gone to Wendy's had there been one, but there wasn't one, and nobody knew for months. So yeah, there's been a lot of sickness in the family this year. You may have noticed I've been a little bit quiet for a period of time, probably sort of September, October time. I had a health scare. My mum had a serious health scare. It was looking like she had cancer and stuff, and then it turned out it was all wrong. So she'd gone back for she's been back for lots of various tests, and they can't find anything. So obviously this first test was just a suspicion, and they were playing on the safe side, I guess. But so that's all good. So she's all fit and healthy, which is great. But we did think at one point that things weren't good. A very close friend of the family, a guy called Ken. I've built racing cars for him and stuff, and he was a very, very good friend of my mum's, and he's contracted bladder cancer, and that's not going away, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better, so that's not good. So that's another thing that messed us up. That's what almost stopped me going to Telford, because I wanted to be there to support my mum with the bad news that he'd had, but she was absolutely fine come the end, so I ended up going. And then there's also my Uncle Ken. He's been in and out of hospital a few times with problems, so he's not been well either. And yeah, so it's just been a bad year. As far as my sickness goes, I told you I would tell you all about it. I've got psoriasis. I don't know if you can see it there on my elbow. I've got some psoriasis there, and I went to the doctor to get it treated. And about the time I lost Jess, the doctor asked me if I was okay, and I broke down and stuff because I wasn't. She did some checks, got some blood tests done, and it turned out my blood counts were all over the place. And it was looking like I had a serious liver issue that I wasn't aware of, which apparently is something that a lot of people have got serious liver issue. And the trouble is, it's like blood pressure. 90% of people have high blood pressure, and only 5% of those 90% know it. So yeah, so I had blood pressure issues, I had liver issues. It was all down to drinking, because I was hitting it heavy when I lost Jess. And I gave myself some liver damage, and the liver counts, the numbers and that weren't looking very good. And I was very, very close to the point where we all know that the liver can repair itself, but I was very, very close to the point where it could be non-reversible. Right at that time, a lady who I don't know very well, but I know her to see her, pops in the local pub, has quite a few beers and that. All of a sudden she looked very grey and in a wheelchair, and I asked the manageress what's wrong with her, and they said she's just been diagnosed with some serious liver issues. It's non-reversible. She's just waiting to die. I thought, oh. And that was why I delayed getting a puppy. If you remember, a lot of you were asking, why don't I get a puppy? Why don't I get a puppy? There was no way I was going to go and get a puppy and then find I've got to spend the next few months in hospital or even dead, whatever. So yeah, that scared the living daylights out of me, and hence I've cut right down on the drinking. And I'm doing my blood pressure every day. I'm now on very, very mild blood pressure tablets to keep control of it. So yeah, I was basically kicked in the bollocks, shall we say, and didn't really know what was going on. So that's all behind us now. And once we hit midnight tonight, I'm going to say goodbye to 2024 and F off, because I don't want to see it back again. The only thing that, as far as I'm concerned, that's been nice in 2024 is Dottie. Yeah, so it was awful. It was an awful, awful year, and I don't ever want it back. So anyway, let's look at the good side of things. What was good about 2024? Well, you guys have supported this channel with all your views and contributions and everything, and your comments, and you guys have been absolutely amazing. I think this year I've probably blocked less people this year than I probably blocked in 2 months last year. So it's obviously cleaning up. There's been slightly less views, slightly less hits, but year on year overall. But this year was more than 2023. So 2024 I got more hits than I did in 2023. 2024 I got more hits than I've got. 2023 I got more hits than I got in 2022, should I say. There we go. So 2024 I got less than I did in 23. So it's been going up and up, and then it's just dropped down. It's only a couple of hundred. It's not much, but there we go. Try a couple of thousand, not a couple of hundred. So that's basically hits over the year. But over the time that I've been going, we've had 9.15 million hits. So that's brilliant. We've ended the year on 29,963 subscribers as of now, which is great news. I was hoping to get to 30,000 by the end of the year. I will probably do a fairly nice giveaway when I get to 30,000. We'll see where we go from there. The trouble is I've got to try and find a kit that's nice enough to give away, that's not too big, because if I send a parcel, say a 148 scale Airfix Avro Anson, say, to America, it's over 30 quid to post it. So I'm better off just getting Squadron, or giving you the money to go and buy the kit, or getting Squadron to send you the kit, because basically it's just ridiculous on the postage. And I'd love to give away something like, like a Yamato or something like that. That would be good, wouldn't it? But it would cost me £100 to post it to America, and you can guarantee it would be somebody in America that would win it. So there we go. So I've got to try and find something which is nice enough to give away, that's small enough to give away. So we'll get there. This year I have produced 423 videos. Not all of them have gone out. Out of that 423, there's probably about 405 have gone out, something like that. There's some still waiting in the background to go out. But yeah, 423 videos, more than one a day. I'm quite chuffed with that. So yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you guys have watched everyone I've put out in your droves. So thank you very much for that. So the videos have included not only build videos, but we've got the book reviews, we've got the kit reviews, we've got the tool reviews, and everything else that goes with it, aftermarket reviews and all that. So yeah, brilliant, absolutely wonderful. As far as builds go, this has been an awful year. I've made 13 starts. I've started 13 kits this year, which is terrible, and I've only completed 4. Having said that, 9 of them are ongoing, so nothing is completely stalled. Well, actually 2 have. The B17s, the Revell B17 and the Hong Kong Models B17, because I'm waiting for a decent solution for guns. So, and I think Gaspatch are working on that, because the Edward guns were awful, with the balls halfway up the barrels. I don't like the plastic guns in the kit, so I want to replace those guns with resin. So that's why they're stalled. So we've got 4 complete, 7 ongoing. Okay, I haven't included the part works. I have included the Pocker kits because I see those as model kits. Part works are not model kits, and I know that you guys agree with me on that one. So I haven't included the D'Agostini Mustang or the Hatchet Lancaster in those numbers. We've started World War I Wednesday, which was going great guns. I don't think there'll be one tomorrow because of New Year and everything, but I'm hoping to get back. That'll be the 8th of January. We'll get back and we'll get onto that. So hopefully 8th of January, World War I Wednesday will come back. As you know, we've got a regular slot now on Saturdays with the Pocker builds. So the Pocker Porsche will carry on with the revisited videos as well, where I do the modification bits. And also the Snooker Sunday, I don't know, that kit, I just even think about it, it just drives me insane. I don't know why. It's not a horrible kit. It's an old kit, yeah. It's an old kit. It's a lot of work. The resin set that Airscale's produced for it is absolutely gorgeous. I just don't seem to have any interest whatsoever in the subject. I don't think it helps that there's no instructions per se with the aftermarket. And I've told Peter that, and he's working on instructions, I believe. But all the colour callouts in the instructions in the Airfix kit are all wrong. They're totally wrong. They'd have you paint the interior green. And I don't know of a German aircraft that had an interior green colour. So you've got to do research, because there's RLM02 and there's Summer RLM66. So it's like, oh, which one is it? You know, what period is it? And it's like, oh, God, it's just boring. It's just not a subject I'm particularly interested in. Researching a Lancaster is great fun, but that just doesn't seem to be any interest. So there we go. We've also started quite a few new collaborations this year. Dottie's here chewing the arm of the chair. That's why I still have my scabby old chair up here. I haven't got the new one set up because she is obsessed with chewing the chair. I'm going to wait for her to grow out of that. So yeah, some new collaborations in no particular order. This is just how I've written them down. So Tiger Hobbies, Gary over at Tiger Hobbies, I ended up having a conversation with him about something. And we've collaborated, and he's sending me review samples and stuff now, and it's absolutely brilliant. So I've just done a video today, which is the last one of this year, and I'll probably put out just before this video so you get to see it. And it's of a Magic Factory kit. So Gary is the importer for Verifier, Magic Factory and RFM. And they have become three of my favourite manufacturers on the planet. So Magic Factory in particular, I love them. Verifier, I've linked up with Verifier directly, so not getting anything from Gary Verifier wise, but yeah, so talking a lot to Sueya over in China with regard to Verifier. I've actually just bought the Yamato Deluxe version, so I've now got the advanced version and the deluxe version, and I've got a brand new resin set to show you. Unfortunately, it came in, it got damaged in the packaging in transit, so I'm waiting for some replacement parts to come so I can show you the set to show you how that's going. Back in 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I thought Dottie was going to do a wee on the landing. But, she wasn't. She was just getting herself comfortable. So anyway, where was I? So yeah, Gary over at Tiger Hobbies, linked up with him, absolutely brilliant. Had some review samples for you. As you know, built the the Tiger is practically finished now. I'm working on another video on that one. We'll get that one wrapped up in January. And also, if you look over on Sully Scale Models, his YouTube channel, I gave him the standard version of that Tiger kit, and he's basically finishing that up right as we speak. He's ahead of me just. So there we go. Galeri, I collaborated with Galeri on their airbrushes and stuff, and you guys have been buying those like they're going out of fashion. It's been absolutely incredible that the way you're buying them and you're loving them. I haven't used the Gallery airbrushes very much. When I have, I've sort of shown you on it, and I'm loving them as well. I think they're absolutely brilliant. They don't have the finesse that I feel an Iwata has, but having said that, my Iwata, some of it is over 10 years old, 13 years old now. Even 14 years old maybe, so it's probably bedded in nicely. The Galeries seem to be very, a sort of more on-off rather than the progressive on-off we've got with the Iwata. But that just could be because the needle's worn out, the nozzle's worn out, I don't know. But it's just a technique you get used to. It's what you're used to with airbrushes. Some people will tell you that an Iwata is rubbish and a Stein, whatever they're called, is the best airbrush in the world, and I will disagree with it completely. because I don't like the feel of the other one. So it's all opinion. It's the Ford versus Vauxhall thing, you know, it's just your opinion. There are facts that yes, the Iwata is probably going to be better than any Chinese manufactured airbrush. Yeah. But then you got to look at the price of the spares for them. You know, I can buy a brand new Galeri, really nice airbrush for the price of a nozzle from my Iwata. So, you know, work that one out. And while we're on the subject of Galeri, I will just comment, this cabinet, I did a review about it and talked about the problems I had with the water flow. You guys gave some suggestions about its water tension. So what I did, I took that clear panel off and I cleaned it with leveling thinners, so to really get it grease free, and now it works beautifully. It's working really, really well. And I don't know if you can see on the bottom there, I'm going to do a video about it. I've added a little lip around the bottom just to sort of reduce the fact that the water's splashing over, and that has worked a treat. I haven't had a single drip of water on the paper since. It is only about 20 millimeters high, and that has worked a treat. So I've sent those details off to Galeri because they're developing a new version of that one. I've spoken to Jerome over at Galeri, and basically what he's telling me is the reason they're redesigning it is they've had lots of problems with damaging in packaging. So they're doing a redesign, and I think they're going to incorporate my ideas into their new design, because it does seem that it's made a hell of a difference. So they may give you a little bottle of something to clean or something to add to the water. Somebody suggested adding soap to the water. I put a tiny drop of hand soap in there. When I say a tiny drop, probably a teaspoonful. It hasn't seemed to make any difference. But anyway, so that's with Galeri. Obviously, the link up with Hachette and D'Agostini with the Lancaster and the Mustang. The Mustang I'm absolutely loving. The Lancaster, it's nice, but I'm not loving it as much as the Mustang. The Lancaster was awesome to start. It was fantastic, wasn't it? But not loving the engines and stuff so much. So we'll see where we go with that one. Pocker, linked up with Pocker this year, properly linked up with them. And as you know, we did the build of the Lamborghini Aventador, currently working on the Porsche 917. I've got some of it here I've been working on now. So yeah, really enjoying that 917, loving it, absolutely loving it. And there's a new Pocker kit on the horizon, as you all know. It was announced on November the 6th, wasn't it? I think it was announced, or October the 6th, I can't remember now. But that's the new, what's it called? I'm forgetting the name, Pagani, the new Pagani. So I'm going to be building that one when it's sent, if and when it's sent to me. I think they say they're going to send me one. And what I'll do with that, I will build it straight out of the box. Straight as it, I will do no modifications, no repainting, nothing. I will just build it out of the box how you would build it if you were building it out of the box. So we'll see how it looks. Because I know some of you have asked, you know, why can't I just build this Porsche out of the box and not change anything? It's because it's one of my favourite cars on the planet, and I want it to be as nice as possible. So so there we go. Airfix, linked up with Airfix last year really, but was hoping they would have sent over a copy of the Lysander by now, but they haven't. I'd love to get one of those to build before it's released, because that is another of my favourite aircraft on the planet. So if they send me one of those, I will clear the bench and just get stuck into it. So I won't clear the bench of the Porsche, but I will clear the bench of everything else. Brooks Models, brooksmodels.com. Rob over at Brooks Models, absolutely great guy. He sent me a little Christmas gift with a Christmas card. You saw my review I did. There was the nippers, the tweezers, and the scribers. He sold out in 24 hours of that video. So thank you very much for that, guys. I hope you're going over there using your codes. If you go to Brooks Models and you spend £15 to £50 on anything, you can get 10% off using the code NMB10. And if you spend more than £50, you know, up to £1,000, up to £10,000, you can get 20% off with NMB20. So bear that in mind. So if you do get some of those God Hand SP1 nippers, which are $49.95, get yourself a bottle of paint or something and you can get your 20% off. So there you go. So yeah, you'll like them. Those tweezers, I used them, if you haven't seen it, I used it in part 5 of the Porsche build, and I used them for applying decals, and you'll see just how good they are. They are amazing. They have such a beautiful edge on them. They are really nice. They're $24.95 a pair. They're sold out, but you'll get some more in very, very quickly. They're $24.95, but boy, are they good. They are really nice. The anise tweezers are fantastic for really fine work, really delicate work. But those God hand tweezers, they need a lot more effort to close. So I think they're good for chunkier photo etch and stuff. For the really fine stuff, your 700th ship models, I think your anise ones are the best. But those God hand ones are lovely, and they're really thick, and they don't do that. None of this flicking your parts across the room. They're really nice. And then finally, Verifier. Last but by no means least, Verifier. Yeah, I contacted Verifier. A lot of interest in their Yamato, because I think it's probably the most accurate Yamato kit ever made. Nobody really knows about if it's 100% accurate or not, because nobody really knows what 100% accurate is. But looking at what drawings are around and what I've seen in books and stuff, it does look like Verifier have really gone to town and got the show on the road. The only thing I don't like about them is the constant deck length, which everybody does. Other than the Hasegawa 1/350th Akagi aftermarket wooden deck doesn't have those planks all at exactly the same length. So you end up with this constant pattern like a brick wall. It's that, you know, they're not like that. They're all over the place. So really glad that they've done that in Hasegawa, and I wish somebody else would do the same. In fact, I'll speak to Sue and see if she'll get things changed. But yeah, Verifier. I bought the Taiho, fell in love with it. Bought the aftermarket, fell in love with it. They sent me the Yamato DX, the Yamato Advanced kit, which is a brand new release in October. You've seen that. It's basically the DX kit with a few bits less PE and a lot less resin, but it's like 149 quid. Get one now, get one pre-ordered, get one ordered, whatever, because when the next batch comes over, I don't think they're going to be £149. I personally think they've made a mistake with the price, because the DX kit is like 269 and the advanced kit is like £120 cheaper, and it's just literally a few bits of resin. It's quite a lot of resin, a couple of small metal parts, and a few bits of PE. So, but I've got some great news coming. If you want to get the advanced kit and you want to get it up to the standard of the DX, but you don't want to spend the extra money, there's something on the way, and I'm probably going to give you a chance to win it. I don't know. We shall see. So there we go. And I'll have something for you to review in the next week or so, and as soon as it arrives, I will actually show you the review, and I'll do a review of the DX kit as well, which is absolutely gorgeous. Verifier also have on release very shortly the Takao. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's another Imperial Japanese Navy ship, and they're going to send me that as soon as it's available. I'll get one of the first ones, so you may see it here first for review. Possibly do a quick build of it as well, maybe without paint and stuff. We shall see. But yeah, very much looking forward to that, because it's a very good looking ship. I love those Japanese hulls, how they the bow, they're beautiful. So there we go. So what's going to happen in 2025? Well, obviously we're going to make more videos, lots more videos. You're going to see lots of Dottie. You're going to watch her grow up. She's literally doubled in weight since I've got her, and she will double in weight again during 2025. So she'll be around about the 10 kilo mark, probably by June. At the moment she's about 6 kilos. So there we go. As I say, we've got the new Poker build coming, so really looking forward to that. We've got the new Airfix Lysander coming, which I'm really looking forward to. As I say, the bench will be cleared, and if they don't send me one, I'll buy one. But I really am looking forward to that kit. I was kind of hoping they'd be handing them out to the YouTubers at Telford, but they weren't. There were some issues with the boxes or something. So we've got a lot of exciting new kits coming this year. I've got a funny feeling, because it's been a little bit quiet of late, and we know that Airfix on the 14th of January, second Tuesday of every January, they announce their new releases for this year. And then they always have a couple of surprises on top of that. Like, if you remember last year, they announced the B24, and they announced, what else was it? I can't remember now. They announced a couple of new kits. There was a lot of re-releases in the classic kits and everything. But and then of course they then announced the Lysander and the new Sea King. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of new releases coming out. Don't believe everything you hear what people say about Airfix are in the poo and they're going to be going bankrupt and all that. And yeah, the company as a whole, I think, you know, Hornby Hobbies may have some financial issues or whatever, but I think a lot of companies do after the pandemic and everything. But certainly Airfix aren't going anywhere, and I'm sure if anything did happen terrible, I'm sure there would be a buyout. So don't worry about Airfix, ain't going nowhere. I'm really praying, please Tamiya, can we please have a 1/24th or a 1/12th GR Yaris? Road car, Rally 1, Rally 2, preferably all three, but any one of them. Can we please have a GR Yaris? It's a very, very popular car. I think the only country you can't get one is America, and they love them, even though they can't get them. They're World Rally Championships time and time again. The Rally 2 is absolutely stunning, and every man and his dog is getting one and enter it into the WRC. You know, the new road car is being loved by everybody. I absolutely love mine. Can we please have a bloody model of it? Tamiya have got the license for Gazoo Racing, because as we know, they produce the Le Mans cars and stuff. They've got the license for Toyota because they do the GR86 and everything, and they do other Toyotas. So why don't they do a GR Yaris? They've probably got one in on the way. They've done the little 32nd scale one, which I've built. They've done the 10th scale one, which I've built, the RC one. I want a detailed model kit, preferably with an engine and everything. That'd be nice. Or do a 12 scale one. I'll pay 400 quid for it, no problem. Do a 12 scale Rally 1 car, it'd be absolutely awesome. Or Rally 2, be great. Just please do a GR Yaris. Somebody, Brett mentioned to me that he thought Fujimi had announced one, or Fujimi or Aoshima, one of the two, but I haven't seen anything announced on it at all. So if you know different, please let me know in the comments. And yes, I know about the resin kit. I've got it. I've reviewed it. If you look on my channel, I've reviewed it. So there we go. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that Takao coming from Verifire. And I'm really looking forward to the Lysander. Very, very much so. I'll probably get one of those and build it out of the box, and then get another one and bang all the aftermarket into it, because it's got a really visible cockpit. So so there we go. So that's what I'm hoping for in 2025. I'm hoping to have better health throughout the family and friends and everything. I hope nobody I know bloody dies, because it's just been ridiculous. 2024, I think I'd lost 7 people I know in 2024. And it's my age. I'm 61. When you get to my age, more and more people, you know. So anyway, so I'll finish up, because I've been going for a long time. I'm going to finish up with a, this is my of the year awards, okay? And this is my of the year awards, and it's for this year. Okay, I did this last year, and lots of people said, you know, oh yeah, but you didn't mention the gold medal models aftermarket set for Indianapolis. No, because I don't have it. If I haven't got it, or I haven't reviewed it, or I haven't built it, it's not going to be in here. It's like, I'm not going to say that I know that the latest border model Spitfire has got the worst instructions on the planet, because I haven't got it. I don't want it. I haven't got it. It'll have the best plastic on the planet, I can tell you that. But I'm not going to include stuff that I haven't personally experienced myself. So if I turn around and say the best ship kit by far is Yamato, you may turn around and say, no way, mate, the such and such is much better. Yeah, that may be the case, but I haven't got it. It's what I've got, okay? So, the of the year awards, my favourite release reviewed. Okay, so my favourite release that I've reviewed this year, as in a plastic model kit, has been the Verifire Yamato. Any one of them. Standard kit, Advanced, DX. I haven't reviewed the DX yet, but it's a beautiful model kit. It really is nice. The hull is gorgeous. The detail is, I've never seen detail on a model kit like it in 1/350th. It is gorgeous. And if you look at the builds by Sen Navy, he's doing a comparison of the Verifier Yamato, the Border model Yamato, and the Tamiya Yamato. He's building all three side by side, bit by bit. So he does the stern on all three, he does the bow on all three, he does the structure on all three. And you can just see that by far the Verifier is just up there. It's just way up there. So bear that in mind. It's absolutely awesome. My second favourite release reviewed is the M10 Booker from Magic Factory. I love the look of the kit. I've seen Panzermeisters built it on YouTube. It's got over 1,400 parts in the tracks alone, which are very, very nice, which I love. I can't wait to build it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And it's a beautiful looking machine. I think it just really, I'm not really into modern armour, but that thing, I just love it. So there we go. And my third favourite release reviewed this year, it has to be in there, is the Hong Kong Models A20JK. The reason I love that kit so much is because Neil is such a great guy. Now, what he's done, he's taken the A20G and he's modified it to make it into a JK. But rather than doing what a lot of manufacturers do these days and just rebadging it and give you some new decals, he's actually gone to all the detail. So he's given you the proper engines for the JK because it had different engines. He's listened to us where we moaned about the instrument panel being too far forward, and he's moved it back. He listened to me when I said about the wheels that pull the rounds through into the guns in the upper turret. There was only 8 teeth on there, and it should be 9 because it doesn't line up with the scale gas patch rounds. So he's actually done that. You know, he really, really listens to people, and it just fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to building that. I must get the G back on the bench and get that finished this year because it really deserves to be finished, doesn't it? So that's my favourite releases reviewed. And I've kept them because I haven't started them, I haven't built them. They are in the reviewed category, okay? My favourite build this year by far, as I say, I've only finished 4, which is terrible. But my favourite build this year so far is the Gannet. That Airfix Gannet was bought for me by Wendy. I built it for the Wendy memorial build because she loved to see aircraft with wings folded, and nothing's sexier than a Gannet with its wings folded, is it? So yeah, really, really beautiful model. Really enjoyed the way that turned out. Should have entered it in a show or something. I might have won something with it, we'll see. But it came out really, really nice. I used the outlaw paints on it. It came out lovely. Really, really beautiful model. Loving the new Airfix plastic. Loving their new instructions, and you know, the design and the engineering and everything that's gone into that kit is absolutely amazing. The other favourite build of this year is another Airfix kit, the Lancaster, that I'm doing in 1/72. I am working on that in the background, and I've got videos ready to come out, so I'll get one out for you very early January. A few of you have been asking, and I'm trying to sort of space them out so that I don't have to like rush it or anything. And then my third favourite build is the RFM Tiger, Riffield Models Tiger. Beautiful, beautiful kit. Not enjoying the greeblies so much. What I should have done is give the upgrade kit to Sully and kept the basic kit myself. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more, but not enjoying all the little bits of photo etch and the fiddly bits and stuff. You think when you build a tank, it's like bang, 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 paint weather, job done. But no, this one's bang, 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 and then spend the rest of your life putting on parts that are like 0.5 millimetre square. But really enjoying it. So, most improved company. This is very difficult because they are all so very, very good. But number 1, I've given to Verifier. And the reason I've given it to Verifier is they are constantly upgrading. They are constantly improving what they do. And you'll see that with my reviews. It's fantastic what they are doing with that Yamato series, and I guess it'll be the same for the Musashi. So my stand is wearing out and it keeps losing height, so I've got to keep just lifting it up. It's just like a telescope that just goes down. But yeah, really, really love the way they're improving and stuff. And you know, look out very early January, you'll see a review and you'll see another improvement they've made. It's absolutely stunning, doing really, really well. And when you look at how they started out with their aftermarket sets and everything, and how they've come along with their kits, and now they've got this Yamato, it's just beautiful. This Takao is going to be absolutely stunning. I know it is. So yeah, most improved company for me for 2024, very fire. The second one is Airfix. As I say, my experience of building that Gannet, you know, I remember when I reviewed it, I wouldn't have been surprised if you put a Tamiya sticker on that box. It was that good. It went together that well. Beautiful, beautiful kit. Instructions are gorgeous. Colour call-outs are all great. Everything about it is absolutely wonderful. For some reason, I don't know why, I bought resin wheels. I don't know why I did, but I did. I said when I was fitting them, why have I bought these? I don't know. So yeah, resin wheels. But other than that, that kit was absolutely wonderful. And the way that they are, people say they don't listen to the customers. They do. They are listening to customers, because, you know, the starter sets of old were just old kits with some paint and glue thrown in. But now they're developing brand new kits designed for starters in their own boxes with their own instructions, and they are really, really good starter sets, and they are fantastic for youngsters to get into the hobby. So yeah, the way they are constantly improving and moving forward. I've seen the Lysander in the flesh. I've seen the Lysander on the sprues. It looks every bit as good as the Gannet. And I can't wait to see their next 24th scale release. I'm hoping it's going to be a Wildcat or a Corsair, but it's going to be amazing. I know it is. So yeah, the most improved company, yeah. In second place is Airfix. And in third place is Hong Kong Models. And the reason I've got Hong Kong Models in third place is because they are, again, constantly improving. You know, I saw Neil at Telford, constantly improving the kits, constantly getting better and better and better. He's making 3D printed parts for them now, which are going to soon to be released. I don't remember if I've shown you, but I've got 3D printed Lancaster turrets for the 1/48 scale Lanc. And if I haven't done a review, I will do a review in the next week or so and show you how they look. They're amazing. Again, I'm one of the people that moaned about the simplicity of the turrets in the Hong Kong Models Lanc. So he's done it. He's reacted to it. I said about the, you know, the wheels in the turret. He's done it. He's reacted to it. The instrument panel. He's done it. He's reacted to it. The height of the deck in the 12 scale. Get it out, Nigel. 32nd scale Lanc. He's done it. He makes all improvements where he can. Obviously, where there's massive things to be retooled that are going to cost hundreds of thousands of pounds, he hasn't done it. But where he can, and if you look at the quality of his kits as they've come on, they've just got better and better and better. And he will listen to everything. If you've got a comment, send him a comment. He will take it on board. Get in touch with him on his Facebook page. He will get him on board and listen to what you're saying. I'm not saying he's going to change it, because we know that the outer nacelles on the 32nd scale B17 are too high up on the wing. To change that would be lots and lots and lots of money for a kit that he's probably not going to sell that many more of. So, you know, you got to bear it out, yeah, work it out what's worth. So there we go. So best engineering. I've got the Poker Porsche. Now, a lot of you are going to go, oh my God, what? And the reason I've got the Poker Porsche is because they have designed and developed a beautiful 1/8 scale model car kit that goes together very easily and is very highly detailed. And it has only 300 parts. Now, if you compare that to the IXO, is it IXO or IXO? If you compare that to the IXO kit, the IXO's got double the parts. It's got a lot more detail. Like, for instance, the UJs and everything are workable, whereas on the Poker, they're just one piece. But yes, it's more fun to build it with lots of screws and everything. But the trouble is then you've got all these Phillips head screws showing. It's all floppy and flexible and it all works. That's great. But does it need to? Do you need it all to work? Would it not be better to have a beautifully molded part with bolt heads and everything on it, rather than have a working part that's covered in screws? You pays your money, you takes your choice. So I'm giving Poker best engineering. And again, this is the kits that I've got, okay? I'm giving Poker best engineering for the way they've developed a massive 1/8 scale Porsche 917 that has all the detail you need, and it's gorgeous. And it's got only 300 parts, and it's £789 retail. I see Wonderland are doing it for £699 now. And there will always be sales with expensive kits like that. But I just think they've done a really fantastic job with simplifying what could have been a very, very complex model. As a scale modeler, I would rather have more detail, more parts. Don't get me wrong. But if they'd done that, the price would have gone up. And also the attractiveness or attraction of the kit to somebody who just wants to buy their elderly father who loves the Porsche 917 that's not a modeler. They know they can get him that kit, and it's something he can build because it goes together so easily because it's not got a million parts. So there we go. That's why I'm giving them best engineering. Again, I'm giving Airfix best engineering. And I'm also giving HKM best engineering. So, because bearing in mind, these are the kits that I've got. All right. Now, I would love to give RFM best engineering because I think they are beautifully engineered kits, but they do silly things like having tiny little photo etch parts that you have to assemble because they don't give you a plastic equivalent. I haven't given Magic Factory, who are fast becoming one of my favourite manufacturers on the planet, as I mentioned earlier, I think. I haven't mentioned them in best engineering because I haven't built anything of theirs. So it all looks great on the sprue, the instructions look lovely and everything, but it might be a complete and utter dog to go together. So let's leave them to next year. Best instructions. The Italeri 1/12 Lancia Stratos, I recently reviewed, has absolutely amazing instructions. It has very, very clear line drawings. It doesn't have silly CAD drawings and everything. It's all very clear line drawings, color call outs. And then you've got images, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, whatever images that show you how everything goes, which is fantastic. You get a lot of instructions these days. They're all pretty and colourful. CAD images like Great Wall Hobby and that. It's all a little bit difficult to see, and they'll have a part here and an arrow. It's like, yeah, where does it go? And then you've got to hunt through the instructions to try and find another picture of it, of that area, to find out where that part goes. Whereas with the Italeri Stratos, they show you absolutely everything. Yet there's some silly stuff like, fit the gear stick at the end of stage 1 in case you snap it off. No, fit the gear stick just before you put the body on in case you snap it off. But the actual overall instructions, absolutely brilliant. Clear, easy to follow, not cluttered. Absolutely brilliant. So well done, Italeri. Whoever did those instructions, you did a fantastic job. Magic Factory, I love their instructions. Again, simple, black and white, clear, color call outs all the way through, options described, and not just, like a lot of kits will go option, this one or this one. RFM are guilty for it. They give you the arrow. You could use this part or this part, and one's got a hole in it and one hasn't. But what is it? Is one for 1942, one for 1945? Or is one for ones that's fitted with mines and this one's fitted with machine guns? What is it? Magic Factory give you the option and they tell you what those options are for. So like you'll see when you see that review of the MRZR, you'll see that they talk about, here's the option for the gun diversion, here's the option for the reconnaissance version, here's the option for the radar version. And they tell you what parts are for what. That's brilliant. Keep going, Magic Factory. You're doing really well. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. And then third on the list, Meng. Really, really nice. Yes, their instructions can be a little bit, because they're all colourful and stuff, which looks great. People say they love Revell instructions because they're all colourful. I'd rather have simple black and white line drawings, to be honest. But yeah, I think Meng instructions are really, really nice. Again, broken down, very simple, step by step, lots of images to show you how things go. Very, very clear. Best, I know this is going on, guys, but that's the way it is. Best plastic, Border. Every day of the week, I love Border model plastic. It is my favourite. Really, really nice. Last year I got ICM in there and Airfix. This year I'm putting RFM in there. I haven't done an ICM kit this year. But RFM, I love their plastic. It's really, really nice. Really nice to work with, nice to sand. It's not at all nylon-like. It's not brittle, but it's not soft either. And also, obviously, the new Airfix plastic. That's going to be on everybody's best plastics list. Best packaging, once again, this year, the same people who won it last year, without a doubt, Gas Patch. You've seen my reviews of Gas Patch kits. Fantastic. Their styrene kits are amazing. Their resin kits are absolutely astounding. The packaging is just, there's no way they're going to get damaged. I mean, yeah, if you drive a truck over it, you're going to damage it, but you could throw that box down the road and it ain't going to get damaged. It's really, really good. So yeah, really, really chuffed with their packaging. Airfix as well, they've really listened. I mean, they went way off on one with the Airfix lifeboat, the starter set lifeboat, with the sprue trees with all the parts sticking out again, rather than having a frame with the parts enclosed. I don't know why they did that, but they did, and that's the way it was. But no, when you've got their kits coming out now, like the Anson, the Blenheim, the Walrus, the Gannet, the Sea King, they're all coming out with boxes that the actual sprue is the same size as the box. So when you rattle it around, they don't all rub against each other and break up. So really, really good. So yeah, best packaging to Airfix. And again, Trumpeter. I don't think I've even reviewed a Trumpeter kit this year. But even if I haven't, they still deserve best packaging. Absolutely amazing. The Trumpeter, the way they wrap the foam around and everything. And I did the Hobby Boss B24, didn't I? So there you go. There's your Trumpeter bit. Yeah, really, really, really good. Very Fire, their packaging is really good. The way they put the sprue of the main hull in the cardboard at the top. They've got the cardboard box inside with the tape on it. Having said that, the parts underneath are just all loose and rolling around in their plastic bags. The first one, I got the advanced version, the cardboard box that's taped underneath the hull. The ends were open, so the PE had come out and it was going up and down the box. Having said that, it didn't get damaged. So, you know, really, really good. But yeah, Very Fire is good, but they're not as good as the others in the packaging. There's a lot worse, I can assure you. Least favourite release reviewed. Here we go then. This is where we get the least favourite. Again, my opinion, guys. So my least favourite release was the 1/12 Lancia Stratos from Italeri. What a god-awful mess that kit is. I think pretty much every part has got sink marks in it. It's absolutely covered in ejector pin marks. I don't mind about that. I don't mind ejector pin marks. They're a pain in the ass, but they have to be there in a lot of cases. It's where they put them that's the problem. But yeah, the actual design of the kit is really, really nice. But the actual processing and moulding is dire. My body, as you've seen, of the kit was a mess. All of the sprues have got sink marks all over them. There's not flash, but there's edges to parts that need to be cleaned up. It really is like a 1990s kit. If you told me that was a Revell re-release from 1996, I would believe you. Only Revell would have moulded it better. Somebody commented they got their kit, the roof of their kit was perfect, but the bonnet was like a wrinkle cut crisp. It's awful. It's awful. And it's awful. I said when I did the review, if it was cheaper, yeah, but it's awful at any price because a lot of people won't be able to handle it. And somebody will buy that for their dad for Christmas or whatever, and they'll think I'm going to put it together because I love the Lancia Stratos, and they are really going to struggle. I'm currently working on the floor pan to get the hinges in to carry on with my body series to show you how I build up and everything and get the body to go together and get all the seams on the body nice before you sort of, you know, go to paint. And that's proving really difficult, but you'll see that in another video. But yeah, the packaging is all right. It's not the best, but the way the photo etch and everything is just chucked on top, the instructions and everything are just chucked on top, and it's all just flying around in the box. So the box isn't very nice and very good either. So yeah, it's all in all, for over £200, it's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. And I know they're going to hate me for saying it, but I don't care. I'm giving you my honest opinion. The other least favourite release reviewed, subject matter, love it. But as a kit itself, that AWACS from Heller, I love it so much I bought 2 of them. But yeah, it's, as I say, it's my least favourite reviewed kit, because everything else this year has just been so good. All this RFM, Magic Factory, Verifier, you know, I've done some Great Wall Hobby stuff. It's up there. It's Class A kits. They're absolutely amazing. So it's very, very tough to find something that you're not very happy with. But yeah, so the AWACS, it's a very old kit. It's not very accurate, and the packaging's awful. More on that later. But yeah, the next one is the same aircraft pretty much. Well, it's not, is it? One's a 707 and one's an EC-135, but that rode an EC-135 in 1/44 scale. Sink marks, flash, poor instructions, stupid ideas like having an antenna moulded into one half of the fuselage. How are you supposed to deal with the seam? Do you guys not think about this when you develop these kits? You know, yeah. So yeah, least favourite kits reviewed. My least favourite build, here we go. I've only got 2 in this one. Dashwerk Vomag. Yeah, they should have come in the worst engineering as well, actually. They have. They have. Dashwerk Vomag, that kit is a complete and utter dog. It's very, very difficult to build. The build sequence in the instructions is an absolute joke. The instructions themselves aren't very good. There's no proper locations for parts. If you watch, I must get it back on the bench and finish it because it is practically done, but it's just burnt me out. Jeff did one as well. I think some other people have built them, and it's an extremely difficult kit to build, especially if you follow their build sequence. And there's a lot of things you need to think about and really think about before you get stuck into it. But if you watch the build and Jeff's build, and you know, take bits out of our builds, then you'll get there fine. But if you follow the instructions, no. But it's the same with a lot of Dashwerk kits, I'm hearing. So we shall see. Also, my least favourite build, number 2, is that Airfix 124 Stuka. And it's not the kit's fault. It's a bloody old kit. It's older than a lot of you guys. But I'm just not in it. My heart's not in it. It really isn't. I don't know why. It really was to start with. But every time I pick it up, I just put it back in the box. Just can't get any enthusiasm for it. I will one day. Maybe if I do another 24th scale kit, I want to get that one to put next to it to show how massive it is compared to a Spitfire. The Airfix Mark 8 Spitfire will be on my bench. I love it. I've got some extras for that as well. Least improved company. Guess who's number 1? Italeri. Yep, you're still churning out the same old stuff. You know, that Lancia Stratos is no better than your Fiat 500 from years ago, which is no better than your old the old Alphas and all that you're producing years and years ago. You know, it's like it's just the same old stuff. I mean, I suppose the Stratos in some ways is better than the Delta, but only design. It's not manufacturing. Just come on. If you're going to charge Tamiya money, we need Tamiya quality, or even close to it, okay? You're not producing anything close to it. I'm going to end up with a bloody mafia come and knock on my door. But yeah, Border, least improved company, Border. Again, they're still producing instructions that are just awful. There's no colour call-outs. They're not that clear. They can be overcomplicated. There's wrong parts and everything. And the reason they're in there, and the only reason they're in there, is because I've spent a lot of time doing videos about border model instructions, trying to show corrections and how to get about this and that and the other, and they haven't listened to a word of it. So, yeah. And then least improved company again, Edward. And the only reason I'm using the Edward PE. The Edward PE set for the A20, when it gets to the turret, none of it fits. It's just really, really not been well thought out, and they obviously haven't built it. And they've been doing it for years. They do these aftermarket sets. Some of them are amazing, some of them aren't. So I'm just putting them as least improved because, you know, you guys need to hear about this. It's just not brilliant. And those resin guns I got for the B17, you know, with the balls halfway up, I told them about it. They didn't listen. They've done nothing. Having said that, I did tell them about the tyres for the A20, and they did something about that. So, yeah. Worst engineering, again, Das Werk, because of the VOMAG. Just awful design kit. It could have been a lot better. Mini Art, because of ridiculous part counts. They used 17 parts when they could have used 2. It's just crazy. And Italeri. And I'm saying that because I could see that the engineering in that kit has been well thought out, but it's been well thought out on a computer screen. It's not been thought out by a guy who's got to put it together on the bench. And when you see my video about putting the front end of that chassis together, you'll see why. Worst instructions, border. I don't need to say any more. Ryefield model. The Ryefield model, it's a bit cruel because there's a lot of really good instructions around these days. Ryefield model, that Tiger, there's bits missing off the instructions. There's misnumbered parts, misplaced parts. You know, so yeah, I'm giving Ryefield model there. But again, it's a real tough one because everything else has been so bloody good. Ryefield model could have been the best, but unfortunately, you know, they're down there. And Tacom, yeah, remember the Apache I did last year? We've seen Tacom instructions from other kits. They're just not clear. The build sequences are a joke. There's no colour call-outs. There's nothing clear about how things go together. I mean, that Apache was a complete and utter joke, but that was last year. And then worst packaging, Heller, without doubt. Chuck some sprues in a box, chuck some tissue paper in there and put some tape on it. It's not even sealed. So if you've got small parts coming off the sprues and they manage to work their way out, they're gone. Ridiculous. I know it's saving the planet, you're not using a plastic bag, but come on. You know, one plastic bag, is that really going to make a big difference? Or at least put some cellophane around the packaging so that the parts stay sealed. It's awful, awful. The second one here is not really fair, but I had to put it in there. Magic Factory for the Gerald R. Ford 1/700 scale. They got that beautiful plastic tray on the top for the deck and everything to go into. But underneath, the sprues are just all in there, sliding around. They're bagged up, doubled and everything. And as you know, parts in mine were broken because of it. So yeah, Magic Factory, you get the worst packaging in there. And the third one I've put Italeri with the Stratos, but I've already mentioned that. So my overall favourite 2024 release has been the Very Fire Yamato series. I guess the Musashi as well. I haven't got one. But yeah, really, really love that kit. Love it very, very much. So much I've bought one, even though they gave me one. You know, and I've got loads of aftermarket for it and everything. All from Very Fire. Magic Factory. Not Magic, what am I talking about? Magic Factory. My second most favourite release for 24 is the Porsche 917K. I guess I'm rose tinted glasses because it's a car I absolutely love. But I love, as I said, I love the way they've developed it and the way it's come out. Yes, I would love more parts. Yes, I would love more detail. But I think they've got a fantastic balance between part count, ease of assembly and detail. And I think they've done really, really well. They've done a fantastic job. And I'm not just saying that because they gave me the kit. I'm saying it because I mean it. And the Magic Factory M10 Booker, I just as soon as I saw that kit, I want it. I really want it. So got one of those from Tiger Hobbies, and yeah, really, really love that kit. Keep going through the sprues. I just keep looking at it because I love it so much. So we're looking at aftermarket. I'll just quickly go through these. In my opinion, the best aftermarket that I've had this year has been from Anise. Okay, the resin stuff and that he sent me for those Corsair canopies and that, the toggle switches and the little bits and pieces, absolutely awesome. So thoughtful, out of the box, you know, really, really well done. So well done, Tom, fantastic. ASK masks, and I've put these a level second with one-man army masks. The one-man army masks and the ASK window masks are just amazing. They're absolutely brilliant. They really do give you the opportunity to make your model pop. And what I'm finding with the ASK do window masks, and they always fit spot on. They're absolutely brilliant. So loving them. The one-man army masks, so you've seen my reviews. They're for all the livery of the aircraft and everything. And I believe that is going to really go up leaps and bounds this year. I've had an email from Sven, and things are taking off with that company. So watch this space. Best resin by far, purely because of their packaging and everything, is Gas Patch. Their quality of their resin is absolutely brilliant. Their packaging is brilliant. Their subjects are brilliant, and everybody loves them. So yeah, best resin, but a very, very close second is Verifier. Now, I think Verifier are going to be first next year, because what I've got coming to show you is just going to blow your mind. It's really good. So yeah, and then Airscale in second or third, whatever place you want to call it. Airscale, absolutely brilliant, fantastic resin. Thank you very much for your support, Peter, over the years, and love the resin. I've got the resin, 3D printed resin for the Stuka, as you know, which is beautiful. And I've got a load of aftermarket resin for a lot of other kits I've got here, and I really should get in and use some of it, so you guys can see how well it goes. And then we got the best new paint, same as last year, Outlaw. Loving the Outlaw paints. Of course, now Moss has taken over, so you've got outlaw.co.uk. Wonderful paint, straight from bottle to airbrush, and then you can pour it straight back in again. Very, very smelly, and some funny colour names, but you'll get your head around that. And once you've got your head around that once, that's it. But yeah, really, really good. Really, really pleased with the results I'm getting with Outlaw. And also, I've given second place, which is, I've followed up with 3 question marks, AK Real Colours, the new ones. I'm hearing nothing but good stuff about them. I must get some and try them. As I say, Phil has bought me the AK paint pens. I've got them here. Here's the Real Colour markers. So I'll be doing a review of these very shortly, because I want to try them out. But before I do anything with those, I want to learn about how to use them, because I don't want to, because whatever I've seen them being used, they always seem to put the paint on too heavy, but apparently there are people out there using them for different stuff, so I want to basically do that. Otherwise, all I'll do is make a video, so I think these paints put too much paint down, and you guys will come back and say, have you seen such and such video where he does this? And so there we go. So there we are. So that's that, guys. So once again, I want to say a very happy new year to you all. A very massive thank you for all your support. That's all of you Patreon, PayPal, subscribers, commenters, companies that have given me stuff to review, sent me stuff to review, you know, really, really good. Absolutely blown away at the size this channel's got to. As I say, we're 37 off of 30,000. So it's a shame we didn't get to that 30,000 by year end. That would have been good. So sit back and enjoy the scroll up, all the names of all the people that have contributed, and what I do with that, in case you're wondering, when people decide to stop contributing, then I leave them up there for about a month and then take them off the month after. Otherwise, you end up with a list of hundreds of names of people that have donated once back in January 22, you know. So I guess some of you think I should leave the names on there, but then that scrolling list will be 10 minutes long, so, or it goes so fast you can't see the names. So anyway, I will see you all soon. Thank you very much for watching my final video of 2024. As I say, let's hope 25 is better. To be honest, it can't be any worse for me, really. So don't drink too much tonight. Have a good night. Drink responsibly. Don't fall over. And take care. Happy modelling. See you next year. Bye for now, guys.